let's kill the music.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
What's the guy? Oh, look at that hair.
He's got Wolverine hair.
Philly driving.
There we go.
Philly
drive.
This is going to be DreamWarriors. Well, I'll just do the intro. DreamWarriors Special Edition. This is the second special edition.
Sneak preview.
Yes.
See, the Thursday night, it's interesting. This is kind of not new, but there used to be midnight, but now they just like do it like
it's Thursday at 7.
They're edging it. They're edging it in like it's. Like I said, to someone at work, I'm like, I'm going tonight. And he's like, to see what? Like, it's Thursday. You know what are you excited about? I'm like, I'll see him later. And he's like, the first one? I'm like, no, man, that's the new one.
Yeah.
He's like, that's not out yet. I'm like, I know.
Right. Yeah.
I already fandangoed.
Right. Yeah. And there's you kind of have to be on top of what theaters do it earlier too, because some of them will do it at midnight and some of them will start at 7.
Well, they're doing a real 3D now. I don't understand. This was not shot in 3D. So
it's projection. It's 3D projection. Yeah.
Shut up.
Okay.
Don't you dare.
So DreamWarriors Special Edition. This is the second special edition. The only other special edition we did was Suicide Squad, and that was in the early days.
Whoa.
But the reason why this is a special edition is because we're wedging this in the middle of the 31 Days of Dread.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, so this will be between episodes 5 and 6 of the 31 Days of Dread.
Ah.
Yeah, so,
gotta get pumped.
Excited though, right? Like, this movie already has a wave.
Well, here's the thing.
It has a wave.
The last time
good wave.
we did... We did this for Mother.
We did this for Mother.
Before that, we did the...
for Baby Driver.
Baby Driver.
We haven't...
But it's similar to Baby Driver because we were like, okay, we are conditioned to like this movie. We are. This is all the
like
YouTubers go, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Right. Everyone does.
Good.
Yeah. Everyone does their talking points on YouTube now because I'm convinced that there's collusion.
I love this movie.
Yeah.
I love this.
The cinematography, Ryan Gosling's jackets.
He's going to get an Oscar.
Yeah.
Because he's been nominated 100 million times. He's 115 years old. And he's never won an Oscar.
Why? Yeah.
And I'm like, who? Like,
DP,
I kind of know who he is, the DP.
That's what I mean by talking points, where all of a sudden everyone's on the DP. And
if he doesn't,
and you know what? The biggest thing I'm curious of for this, because I love it so much, is the score, because the score was it was very similar to Vangelis from the first one, like based on the trailers.
Right.
So I don't know if this is going to. I hope it invokes it.
Zim. Well, I mean, it's Hans Zimmer, correct?
Yes, and Zimmer is very close to Vangelis.
That's fine. Well,
and he's more orchestra. He's more orchestra, more strings than Vangelis, I think.
Right.
And more of a build. His stuff always arcs up.
We go. It's going to be the.
Oh, here you go.
Look at this guy.
What's this dude doing? We got so we have we got 6 minutes to make this movie.
No, it's 7:40.
Oh, 7:40. Sweet.
We're doing great.
Can we walk to Burger King, get some cheeseburgers?
No.
Fuck.
We gotta get in. It's on the second floor, man.
It's on the it's right there.
It's 7:22. Where's the Burger King? Did I miss it?
It's right now. It's right. Well, we park and then we walk. We have to walk to the next building.
I can drive into the Burger King.
But then you gotta go all the way around and you're adding lights.
We're gonna eat.
No, forget about it. Maybe I'll just get some chicken fingers from the theater.
Yeah, do it
concession. Live. Yeah. But no, I'm very Blade Runner is one of those movies where I always liked it because I've been largely visual when I discovered it. I was really into Japanese anime at the time.
What did you see? You saw narration?
Yeah. It was black box. It was the John Angle, John Alvin artwork box, the black artwork box.
Okay.
And then it took a while for a director's cut to even get released on VHS. And I really, again, was always drawn to the first one I saw, which is narration, theatrical cut. I don't know. I love the noir aspect. I like the narration. We said this before. I think we both think it fits.
It's crowded. See this?
Yeah, this is a good sign.
Whoa!
Yeah. Hey!
Look at all these people.
What are we doing? But no, I'm really really excited. I'm also excited for Jared Leto because I'm a big fan of his.
I'm a big fan of concept of his, but I'm never happy with the performance that he puts in.
Really?
Yeah, I don't.
Joker
was boring. And
I was just watching American Psycho the other night too for DreamWarriors for the 31 Days.
Jordan Catalano, everyone. So let's go through the roll call. So we got Han Solo, we got the driver from Drive, right?
Yeah.
The Goss. We got
the Joker. We have
the Joke. Well, I'd do straight up Jordan Catalano. That would be my
Batista
favorite.
Or
Drax the Destroyer.
Yeah, he's Drax over Batista
right?
now.
And then, man, I just lost what I was going to say. Who's Robin Wright was Artemis. You got Artemis?
Yes. Yeah.
There we go. Or Antiope? Is she still? No, I don't think she was Artemis. She was Antiope or something, right? Doesn't matter. She's dead.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman dead. Or the Princess Bride. Boom.
Yeah.
She's Buttercup. Okay,
yeah,
ready?
Buttercup.
Boom.
Yeah.
Buttercup, Han Solo, the driver, Drax the Destroyer. Who else? There's got to be a couple other stupid people in here, right?
There's got to be.
Is there an almost? Oh, the Captain Admiral Adama from Battlestar Galactica, Edward James Olmos, I believe, is in this as well.
Wait, is he?
I'm pretty sure. I thought I heard a rumor.
Okay.
No, I went blackout on this. I haven't watched the last 2 trailers, and I watched no reviews, and I went blackout. I'm pretty proud of myself.
I'm no reviews, but I did all the trailers, but all the trailers were just the same stuff. Okay, it was really the trailers didn't add anything.
Yeah, he apparently had a lot of control over.
Yeah,
that.
But the one thing I'm a little bit more versed on, and maybe we'll do something separate. I would love to do a DreamWarriors episode where we go through movie rights hell.
Mm-hmm.
And we go through the movies that were made through like years of hell.
Spider-Man.
Like Spider-Man being a great example. This being another one, which is a huge reason why we haven't seen Blade Runner merchandise in 30 years.
And Terminator keeps going in and out of weirdness.
Yeah, Terminator, I think since we've known Terminator, it's been bought and sold 5 times. Terrible. Yeah, but they went to it. But yeah, all right.
We're the DreamWarriors. We won't dream no more. We're the DreamWarriors.
The silhouette walking up, I thought that was all you wanted to see.
That's all you should know.
But then I'm like, how many people in the theater know what
they could
what the silhouette even
just
is?
do a cutaway.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
So
here we go. In the car.
Just got out of me. We're both tired. We're both tired.
That was a long 3 hours.
That was a real 3-hour long movie.
Oh, man.
Okay, so like just in contrast, I just watched a week ago. I watched Transformers: The Last Night for the first time, and it's not too much. This movie's not too much longer than that. The first night, the last night was a hell of a lot quicker moving flick.
Right, that was 3 hours.
Than this. This movie. Okay, so are we just going to say we should just stop doing this because we no longer like any of the movies that we see together for DreamWarriors?
I don't know. I feel that this is what it really comes down to. I'm very curious now. I know that early on you were like, I think all these critics are on the take and they're all in on it, and then they have to say okay because that's going to put so many people to the theater, and that's going to be it. Because remember. And Baby Driver, I think, cracked the top 10 in the summer. Like, it actually cracked a number.
It did, yeah. So,
which I'm actually happy about because that's an original film.
Well,
however, we did the same thing with this. We're conditioned. We're ready for it.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I've been saying for a long time that remember when we'll get right back to it when the last Transformers when the last night came out. Do you remember me texting you? I think I texted you at night. It was like 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning when the YouTubers started releasing everything, and everyone had the same talking points. And these accounts and where these reviewers live, sometimes they're across the country. Like one's in Indiana, one's in LA, one's in Chicago, and they have congruent talking points about movies that they've seen separately.
Right.
Okay. And I think we saw it with Transformers. I think we saw it with The Mummy. I think we saw it with this movie, and we saw it with Baby Driver. Definitely. I mean, okay, so the thing that gets me, the biggest sticking right now, because we're emotional. The sticking point with this movie is the hook. It's a really weak hook.
Yeah.
It's
All right, we're gonna go straight. Like, we'll just basically say straight spoilers.
Spoiler now. Okay, so the hook of the movie is that Harrison Ford meets his daughter from a character that's not even in this movie. The character is not even in the movie. The mother of the daughter.
Well, when they first announced this, I was just thinking that it's pretty much like Harrison Ford I don't know what he's doing. I don't understand what he's doing in his career. Like the Star Wars thing, he and I think I just said it on one of the last episodes, was like, you need to like thank the maker to go and see 3PO. Like you were building doors, and coincidentally, George Lucas threw you in a room to read.
Yeah, I mean,
and I don't know what he's doing. This is the end of his career, but he barely got through the press junket for Star Wars without just like cracking up every time. He's like, you know what I mean? He's like, I'm fucking done with this shit. And then all of a sudden when I hear about this, I'm like, why is he doing this now? Like, what are you doing here?
You know how I think they get them? Because
millions of dollars?
I think it's some of that, but it's also when it's like, hey, we're going to make this movie all about you, but you only have to be in the movie for 10 minutes.
And you could basically, this one,
the biggest action sequence in this movie, you're going to just sit down.
I'm pretty sure this was just in his house. I'm pretty sure that he was just wearing what he's wearing. He's like,
yeah,
you don't have to leave your house.
No
they
wardrobe.
Just decorate his house.
No wardrobe. Yeah,
we're just gonna come in your house and decorate it, and then you're gonna be in like your jacuzzi for a little bit later on. You're gonna go to your swimming pool.
Yeah. So the final set piece for this movie was they were on.
Where are they?
Okay, so they're on. I guess that's their power. I assume that was where that was powering the city, a giant Hoover Dam that is butted up against the ocean.
I guess.
Okay, I thought There's
no dirt.
That was no, but it's all hydro, like it's all power through the water. I thought it was like a hydro plant.
It just surprises me that there was no action sequence that was really compelling. The one that I thought was going to be really interesting with the holograms and shit.
Yeah,
I didn't think it was executed that well.
No, I think the best scene in this movie
was the Atari logo.
The Atari, well, yeah. I mean, we can just go back to the trailer for that. No, was the bang scene, because that was at least
it was interesting,
right?
It was new,
and you're like, but then the relationship in that, like the relationship of that, that's a weird guy running. That just ran by us. And welcome to Philly. Is that the relationship with him and the computer girl? I thought was amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. Second best part of the entire movie, right? And I think everything.
What was your first favorite part of the movie?
The banging.
The Atari logo. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the bang. Yeah, the Atari. You know what? I'll put the Atari logo. I'll put. Dude, I love it when the advertisement interacted with him.
Right, that was like a little Minority Report. I thought that was super cool. Minority Report.
Yeah, Minority Report AI. Like I got a little bit like those were Spielberg. But other than that, I don't know. I liked Ryan Gosling's jackets. That's what people said before.
That's what he's all about. He loved him and his jackets. He's so good with jackets.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, so I'm fine. Here, okay. I did like things. I rarely like things, so I did like a couple things. So yes, I liked that when he goes into his apartment, he basically has like a His Girl Friday. It was like a 1920s, like it was all just like
I thought
it was very specific and it was interesting.
I thought I liked the idea that they revealed he was a replicant early, that he was a workhorse, that they I like everything about the police station, the police side, I thought. Now, what I don't understand is I get it. They want to use Harrison Ford, right? And I think that killed this movie, just wanting to put Deckard in this movie. because they should have just made another movie that looked just like the original. And just not like just do a side story or just another like noir story, like a detective story in this environment, just in the city, high and low. Even though I like that you saw the outskirts of the city in this, but
you saw Vegas or some,
Yeah, you saw something like Vegas, the junkyard, like the girl with the missiles. I don't get that. That she can shoot missiles and then just blow everyone up that you don't like. Why are you punching anyone? Just use your missiles, missile girl.
Right.
There's a lot, but okay. So we were talking about this before. I like the original theatrical cut. I love the narration. Couldn't this movie used a narration at times?
Well, they did. Yes, they actually did. Well, they did in a way. They did the narration when all they had was a recording of the interrogation scene when Decker.
No, yeah, right. But I mean,
Rachel
like
together in the first.
I mean, like when he is like at the end when he's dying, when he's deciding that he's going to go get Decker, when he is going back to the house from the Drax's house.
Right.
Like there were definite moments I was cataloging that I'm like, you know what, this would have been cooler. It would have been cooler if there was some more insight into his thought process.
Right. Or have the hologram talk for him. Yeah. That worked in a couple places.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, and I really thought they were going to do more with the hologram. I thought when I was waiting for the gotcha when she broke the hologram's magic
that
wand
didn't hurt
stick.
as bad as it should have.
No,
right?
But I
thought that shot was that the backwards like the down shot of that being crushed was really amateurish. I thought some of the shots I was like, I don't know. I thought the rolling around the water scenes at the end and him drowning was poorly staged and was terrible.
It wasn't satisfying. I thought
it had no resonance. It wasn't a heightened piece.
Yeah, and I thought that was going to escalate differently other than water just filling up. Because I'm like, okay, they're in a different environment. They set the stage to like what this place.
He's got his space handcuffs on.
Yeah, he's just sitting there. But then he doesn't try and get out until it fills up.
He's like, I'm only allowed to stand for 10 minutes a day.
I know, you guys got me.
And you got me now, and I'm going to just sit.
So when it comes to
the back and forth gotcha of him having memories, of implanted memories. So was that her memory?
Okay, so she implanted memories in him so he could bring Decker to her.
But who hid? Was that
daughter.
her? She hid.
Those were her memories in him.
She hid the horse.
Right.
I guess. See, like that's. I feel like I didn't get. Like I feel like.
Yeah,
I'm barely getting it.
Well, it's.
And I believe myself to be a pretty smart movie.
Yeah, it's conventional. I think my original interpretation or my original prediction for the hook would have been amazing, which is that the humans are extinct, the replicants have taken over, they're reproducing, and they don't know. So that's why, like when Claire Underwood is like, "This is going to break the world." Okay, when Claire Underwood's like, "This is going to break the world," I'm like, that's how it's going to break the world, because they're all replicants and they've been hunting humans. Dude, mind blown.
Well, I wanted him to be the son-daughter. I wanted him that.
Yeah,
because especially because it kind of goes against the protocols of him lying. He lied.
Right, yeah, and I really didn't follow that. I really didn't follow
because they're not allowed to lie, correct? That's part of the thing?
Right, right, which is why they go through that guessing check in the beginning. Before he goes into the police station, they verify him. So that when he interacts with the officers and does his police work.
But if he's having a break, how is that happening?
I guess it's a little bit of that Ghost in the Machine that Blade Runner is all about. I mean, like, does this have questions that I think were implanted because the original has questions, but the original's not.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
I feel that the original didn't
but
do a lot of it
it's
on
an imperfect
purpose.
movie, though. Right.
Right. I didn't feel like the original did a lot of it on purpose. This did a lot of it on purpose to be ambiguous, and I felt that, like, okay, so let's just go like straight character. So Gosling, I think he did great.
Yeah,
I think he did great.
I love
for
his
what's
flip
going
outs.
on.
Yeah, I love his little flip outs, his revelations.
But I'm going, okay, so so I'm doing the opposite thing. I'm almost saying,
Okay.
I'm going to go, so everyone, a lot of times you can watch Blade Runner and go, he is a replicant. You can say Decker's a replicant, right?
Yeah.
Some people you can go into.
Yeah, I think the people that want it to be more say that. I think the people who want it to be a movie watch it as what it is.
Right.
Like
I watch this and I'm going,
it's
I want
like
that replicant to be a
person.
guy. I want him to be their son.
Yeah, I
More
would
than the
I would
daughter.
yeah, because you know what it is.
Because I'm watching his conflict. I'm watching him for 3
right,
hours.
because you're invested in Gosling. You're invested in him emotionally
Well, he's working it out.
from the beginning, right? And then but then again, when they didn't do it when he meets up with him in Vegas or wherever it was, that was the breaking of the hook, because it didn't happen, and then it's like, all right, now where are we going to go?
Right.
Like okay. And where the anticipation should have been happened, where are we going next once we have this scene? You know, and
I don't know. I felt the scene, once you finally meet Decker, I don't know. So I'm going to go with that. So then I would say that Claire Underwood, Artemis, Antiope, whoever she is.
Yeah.
Buttercup. So Buttercup, B+. Pretty bad death fall, though.
Yeah.
I say that's a bad death fall.
Yeah.
And then the guy behind me stole my joke, because at one point the Love, the other replicant, picks up her face because of her facial recognition.
Yeah.
And they do that, and the guy's like, iPhone X, and I'm like,
yeah,
damn it,
but yeah,
you son of a bitch.
The iPhone.
That's my.
Yeah.
I was saying it. I was leaning over, and I was like, motherfucker.
Yeah, you should have just yelled it out.
Now, okay, so I also go. So Helvetica knew. So there's. This is so part of the thing of the last thing that we didn't when I was over the other night. I showed you a short video on SNL.
Yeah,
which is a fucking hilarious Ryan Gosling thing where he's
the Papyrus
called look it up, Papyrus.
But, yeah.
In this, they had really strange subtitles. It was in like a weird font. Same thing. It was gray subtitles. No good. Against like a dark background.
Yeah. Okay.
And then when they went to planet to planet. How the fuck are you going to see that on your television?
Yeah.
These tiny... Now, you didn't really need it.
No.
But what are they doing?
Yeah.
So that's no good. So that's boo. So then the climax... So Leto, I feel like I don't care. What did you think of the Leto thing?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine with him. I like him. I like him and everything. I think his character, for what... Like, it's almost like I thought his character had a scheme, but it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
So, why is he even in the movie?
Why didn't he show up in the end? Why is he there at the end?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But I guess the whole idea is that he is the one that makes... It's not more human than human. He is the one that makes the humans... I thought he was making like the superior replicant, but okay. So in the original Blade Runner, they have the ability to make replicants that do not die. They give them a lifespan because they're laborers, and there's all these reasons why they just don't want these things running around.
Right.
Okay. So how are his replicants any better than Rutger Hauer? They're not.
Right.
Okay. So I honestly, God, the birth thing was a awesome like carrot.
Right.
I'm like, I never even thought of that. Like, people have been thinking about Blade Runner forever. They've been debating Blade Runner. No one ever said Chani from Dune is going to pop out a little baby. Okay? I thought I did like it. I liked it even though her character technically was not featured in the movie at all, other than a skull, whatever. Right. But okay, but that went nowhere. It went nowhere because it's almost as if like that should have been Jared Leto's angle. His angle should have been like, oh yeah, I've been making these things that they've been reproducing for 30 years. Come at me, bro.
Right.
Like
right.
they're everywhere. And I thought that was going to
Even
be
of having that revelation come, like no one made a big deal out of it except for Buttercup.
Except for
She's the only one's like, this is going to break the world.
Yeah.
And no one made a big deal out of it. It wasn't really private information.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like, he's just kind of going.
Okay.
Because I like the detective story. He's like, I'm going to the archives and we're looking for this stuff. And
right. It was
bald weirdo.
It was very Star Wars Attack of the Clones.
It was a little, yeah. Actually, I thought of that when there was water at the end, except it was Camino.
Yeah, it was Camino.
They went to Camino.
Yeah.
But it was a poorly shot, gauze-filled Camino.
Yeah.
So I will say this, like, and I don't understand because I feel like all the trailers were a bit clear. Was it fuzzy, or did I just stare at my computer screen too much? There was a couple scenes that were just like straight up like kind of just some gauze on the lens or some. They used to say that with some of the films. Especially like when they would shoot older people and you didn't see the wrinkles or you could see through the makeup, they would put stockings on the lens.
Yeah,
that's
the lens.
way they were able to.
Right,
like,
I don't know.
Like
I don't know what was happening with
Roger Deakins.
Yeah, with some of that. I always want to just watch it again in a different theater, different like format. Even watch it at home and see how it looks and it's hard to sometimes.
It's a one and done for me. All right, so here's where I broke, and you saw me break. You saw me fucking break, which I think is fascinating. So this goes back to, it always goes back to episode 10, my man. Everyone go back. It's got to be the highest played episode. It's the highest reference episode for fucking sure.
It is.
That's my Rogue One flip out about too much Tarkin. So here we go. Now there's a great scene where Decker's sitting down. You got Jared Leto Joker there, blind Joker, and then new girl, and then there basically he brings in a new Rachel. But the scene when it first comes on, when there's or was that like a memory? I don't really remember. But basically they show a scene from the first film of her originally walking. It's the first time you see her.
Right. And
time you see her.
And then it blends into her. Like,
right.
It kind of blends into her. Yeah.
But then.
Well, I don't. But here's
then you have the Princess Leia like Uncanny Valley.
But here's
Rachel come up. What are they like? Is Sean like? She has to sign off on this. Yes. Sean Young has to sign off.
Yeah,
on this.
to a degree, even or if they got her likeness from the rights.
Like everyone has to sign off on this because Elvis is in this.
Yeah.
Marilyn Monroe's in this.
Yeah. To like I said, 2 degrees, because that might even classify as, so if Disney were to draw a picture of Elvis, they won't have to pay Elvis anything. Mm-hmm. If Elvis shows up in a Donald Duck cartoon, I think this could fall under that, like to where it's interpretation and it's not likeness.
Well, everything everything that the Elvis, those were performances, and they Tupac'd her. They just Tupac'd the 3D.
Yeah.
Like.
So
holograms of like performers.
But the thing with Sean Young though is that her appearance, or we'll just say her, and when she gets killed, had 0 consequence.
Well, they basically come face to face. You got old Harrison Ford, and then you have CGI Princess Leia Rogue One-esque, like just the uncanny valley of her face. And a long time on her face. And I'm like, why are they doing this?
Yeah.
Keep it in the shadow. Put the old fucking footage up.
Yeah.
Just do it as a hologram.
Yeah, I
like, do it as a full-depth hologram.
Yeah. Well, but even I thought that scene, again, little, like... It
was trying to punch you in the gut.
Like,
all I did was get mad. And I was like, fuck this. Like,
post-orange Spectrum. Okay? When the movie goes into orange and ceases to be orange, there's 0 payoff, and that was the moment you were waiting for. You're waiting for him. You're waiting for Decker. I kind of even thought you waited too long for Decker. Decker had, like, I don't even understand. So, when when Claire Underwood says this is going to break the world, and that was one of those things that you were, again, it built the anticipation when she kept saying that.
Mm-hmm.
I had no sense of the world also.
Right,
like, of the environment, of the people. I mean, he didn't interact with people who were in that world. He only interacted with people who were, like, on his mission. And and you're kind of like, well, what's going to break? The world looks like shit anyway. The world looks like shit.
It's worse.
Like, I don't know. What's it like? Are these people really going to be better? Because in the other
if
one,
the world got a little better, then like Buttercup would have got like hair products. She just had like shit in her hair.
Yeah, right. Because in the other one, you got, dude. Even in Fifth Element, there's like street level, and then there's Zorg. There's high and low, Blade Runner high and low. I will even say this, and I think this is a better movie. Ghost in the Shell, high and low. And here we go.
They go to the streets and they go around. Yeah. They go around. There's a fully realized environment.
Yeah, and
this there can't be a fully realized.
Yeah, it was almost like it felt like, you know what it felt a lot like? The New York in Eyes Wide Shut. Mm-hmm. Where it was just like desolate, and there were just not enough hustle and bustle and people and interactions.
Right.
It just felt like it was Kubrick's, but then again, it's some
that's
people's
more of a dream, I think.
Yeah, and they say some of that was like intentional, but it felt the same way though, regardless of what the intent was in the movie. It felt empty. They both felt empty. That took me out of it. I don't know. Look,
everyone around us. I don't think anyone liked it.
No, bold statement though. Bold statement. Ready? Mm-hmm. I will take Ghost in the Shell over this in repeat viewings.
Yes.
Any day of the week. Because I did Ghost in the Shell. Another bold statement.
Go.
Pacific Rim Uprising
that was the best part of this
looks like a Power Rangers episode in daylight. And you know what I don't understand about Pacific Rim Uprising? They have they have the built-in philosophy for the monsters, right? Like, to how they can just scale up and do these different things because they're made to do it. Whatever, okay? And, capabilities. Now, the other guys, the robot dudes, are gimmicks. So they're gimmicks that don't collectively work together. Mm-hmm. And they're toys lining up to fight something that's designed to destroy. Mm-hmm. And now it doesn't fit. It was a lot of fun in the first movie, but now, like, everything has a gimmick in this movie, and it's just kind of like, well, I don't care if you have a ball that shoots out of your wrist. How does that kill a giant monster?
Yeah, I didn't think the designs in it. I don't know.
Yeah, I do not like the designs. I don't know. I was really jazzed for Uprising. Now I'm not.
No, I'm not.
I'm a little bit cold on that movie.
Yeah.
A little bit. Okay. Are we done? We want to sign off? You got anything else to say?
Well, let me think here. Man.
Mark's having Mark's having a New York parking lot meltdown.
I'll have the meltdown he has in there.
Yeah.
So that's the memory thing I thought was in there. Like that. Okay, there's this. In every Denis Villeneuve movie, there's a half hour of an area that I want, like a 10-minute piece that I could hang out for in a long time.
Yeah.
Like, it did an enemy. Like, there's just different parts of his movies that he does something interesting.
Yeah,
in Arrival, it was the language, and that's a real thing. If you go online, I think it's called The Science of. I forget the guy. A guy does it on Ain't Cool, but anyway, it's called The Science of Movies or something like that. But they basically did it, and he does it's like a half hour.
Yeah,
they're like a long excerpt. So I'll probably pull up some think pieces on this more than likely, just to kind of see if I'm digesting it all wrong. I just feel that. The Seinfeld had a new special on Netflix, and at the end of it, he was just like, "Sometimes I go to the movies, I just have no fucking idea. Like, I have to go out in the parking lot. Like, oh, is that what happened? Okay, good. I feel like that.
Yeah,
and I feel like I'm a much better moviegoer than that. So
no, this movie
really unclear.
This movie was put together. It was put together with a narrative. The movie had, again, atmosphere, intent, design, thought out set pieces. It definitely had shifting palettes. Now, at the end of the day, what's missing from this, it's very simple. It doesn't have a hook grabbed you that grabbed you when it needed to, which is, you know, kind of like an hour into the movie, where the movie's building momentum. It doesn't maintain the momentum that it has from the beginning, and it doesn't have a hook. It doesn't have. I've said this before. I said this even about Baby Driver. Like, what's the point? Like, is the point of this movie Harrison Ford to see his daughter that's a replicant?
How did they determine it was a girl?
Because the what's her name told him, and then he remembered the file shifting. The file goes from male to girl, and then the revolutionaries, which zero payoff on that.
They dropped on that. They went in the other room, and I thought that was the girl from Wonder Woman. That was the villain with the gas mask.
So
this one, instead of having like a fucked up face, like mouth, they took her eye out.
Yeah. So
same like mustache twirly lady. She's like, ugh.
Yeah. So everyone from Equilibrium in this movie, completely.
Oh my gosh! Yes, I was like, hey, it's Zion. You know what I mean? Look at this.
Yeah.
Like all these people
where's
showed
Cypher
up.
They all Cypher and Switch here.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, like all these Matrix people showed up in like underneath.
That were revolutionaries, which I don't understand because what's
like they're with us. She's a prostitute. What is she doing? She planted
the thing. They knew who he was. They targeted him. The hologram girls, like, you liked her, so they were planning on the prostitute to be called up to Ryan Gosling's room eventually for the thing.
How did she go down? How did she get paid?
I don't know, like Blade Runner credit cards.
I don't know.
There's
just too much.
Yeah, it does. But this movie also, do I feel like it could have been better if it was shorter? It could have been better if it was longer? Absolutely not, because, like I said, it doesn't have a hook. The hook and the payoff by the end of this movie, you feel like you waited too long to get something that could have arrived way earlier with more impact, and I don't know, like, I don't like that it's a father-daughter thing. I don't even like that they killed Ryan Gosling. Or, well, they didn't kill him, right? You don't know if he dies.
No.
He goes to sleep. But I would have loved the movie if they established Gosling as a replicant Blade Runner, and that was, like, you got everything you wanted from the first movie, because everyone's like, Decker's, he's the one. Okay, so now we have a guy that is that, and they just cranked him up and made him more of a weapon, okay? And did the exact same story around him being more formidable.
Right.
Okay. I think
I forgot sometimes that he is invincible in a way. He's a fucking robot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you forget a lot of the time.
Yeah. But that's what I mean about him. Like, you just see him, because it's weird that the replicants are weakened. So we're supposed to be in an age where replicants are the best ever, but then they slow down sometimes through physical, like, attack or labor. But these replicants are also designed to be warriors and slave and miners, and they're designed to be working in harsh conditions, but they seem to slow down as a human would if it gets punched in the face or shot. Like, like the Rutger Hauer in the original Blade Runner was, like, you saw that he was on another level. Even when he was dying in that final scene, you saw that the replicants were on another level in the original Blade Runner. This one, it didn't feel like it. It really didn't feel like it. No. Right? Like, I don't know. But okay, let's get going.
Oh, I'm exhausted.
Yeah, we're never doing this again.
No, what's next? We got something next, I'm sure.
Well, next is going to be Ragnarok. Right, I think. Yeah, which everyone says is awesome, and now one will.
I don't think I can. I'd be really upset if I have a problem with that. You know what I mean? Like, that'll be really.
Yeah, I will say this: every movie I've seen with John, that because we did this for Homecoming and Dunkirk, we enjoyed those.
Don't do that with John. We're not saying we'll review
everything
movies.
I see with you. We're like, why do we keep doing this to ourselves? We keep setting ourselves up. But all right, Blade Runner, special edition, special episode, Blade Runner Ultimate edition 2049. DreamWarriors signing off.
Go rent a rival.
Go rent a rival.